All right, students, this little video is to show you how to safely and properly use the miter saw. Number one, the miter saw is used to make cuts to lengths. If I were cutting to that pencil mark, it's used to cut angles that way and angles this direction. Number two, there are some important parts of the miter saw you should be familiar with. There's an adjustment mechanism back here to tilt the saw. There's a blade guard here that covers up the blade while it's being used. There's a fence, and there's a table, an adjustable table. Number three, the adjustments that we make to the table saw are angled cuts by tilting the saw at an angle this direction. Angled cuts that we can adjust the table to cut a different angle other than 90 degrees. Or setting the table saw to 90 degrees to make a regular cut to length. Number four, a board that you want to cut should have at least one flat surface and one flat edge. That way your board will sit flat on the table on this flat surface, flat against the fence for the edge where it's not going to rock. And if you don't have a board that does that, it makes it rather unsafe to cut. This board has a curved edge that if you put against the fence, it will rock back and forth like this. It also has a wobbly surface, so the board does a lot of rocking on the table. We don't want that. We want a flat surface and a flat edge to go against the fence to make your cut. Number five, while holding a board to cut, you want to keep your fingers at least 4 inches away from the path of the blade. You'll see where the path of the blade is in the table. There's a cutout here where the blade goes through as you're making a cut. So when you want to make a cut, the board goes flat against the fence. You keep your hands at least 4 inches away from the path of the blade, so over here, when you make your cut. Number six, you can cut long boards on the miter saw. Long board, shorter to the length you want. We can cut shorter boards on the miter saw to the length we want. But your board to cut needs to be at least 8 inches long before you even bring it to the miter saw to cut. 8 inches long is the answer. Number seven, when you make a cut, you're going to cut through the piece of wood slowly and smoothly. And it sounds something like this. Flat surface on the table, flat edge against the fence, slowly and smoothly. And that is the safe and proper use of the miter saw.